There we go. Unfortunate. Hey, it's Gargamel. We've run into him a couple times on the ladder. Snap keep. Don't you see all this burn damage? Guide, Skewer, Bolt, 2 mana for that. Yeah. Looks like a capable hand to me. Looks like we'll be putting back Rift Bolts. Just because it's the slowest card. Yeah, we'll keep and put back Rift Bolt. Because the turn 1 guide and the turn 2 spike skewer. Are we dead? Okay. It's at least not just an instant Neo brand kill ya. It's still not looking good because that makes me still think some sort of combo deck with a sleight of hand. Draw. Okay, land's not great there, but not terrible. Turn the Goblin Guide sideways. Let's see what our opponent's on. Nourishing. Oh, dang it. It is Neo brand. All right. Let's see if we're just going to get Neo branded out. So I know that they have a shoal in hand. 2 lands dead. But yeah, with the sleight of hand there. I mean, they haven't played their dude yet. They might need one more turn. At which point we'll have hit them for enough that, yeah. I was gonna say, if we get the turn back, we hit them for 8 and they'll be at 10. They can use Gristlebrand once. They have to find something good in that top 7 to be able to get there. We might not be dead. We get the turn back and another land. That's a bit unfortunate. Shock, spike, pass with spectacle, take him down to 12, combat, 2, guide trigger reveals a Manamorphose. They go down to 10. They've got 1 more. Yeah, it's not impossible here. Green. They go down to 9. Manamorphose to try to draw it out. Makes sense. And they float double green. So if we get the turn back, it won't matter because they can't do anything past 7. So they need to win right here, right? Unless I'm just crazy. Waiting on them to pick colors. We can go ahead and 6. Even though it doesn't matter. Okay, they went for the Neoform colors. So Allosaurus Rider, Gristlebrand, and then Nourishing Shoal in hand? Yeah. We know that they have a shoal in hand from the first guide. So that's true. They can always just gain life with whatever they have in hand. But hopefully that's nothing too high as far as CMC is concerned. Looks like they're trying to combo here. Well, no, they're debating if they can, probably. So if their hand is exactly Neoform, Allosaurus Rider, 2 green cards to pitch, plus Nourishing Shoal, and then 1 more card, would be their 6. They could then go get Gristlebrand, down tick down to 2 since we're tapped out. And then hopefully hit their 15 mana CMC and go from there. That's a lot to ask for, though. Big tough. Yeah. That it is. Right, because it's like if they miss and we get the turn, Edge of Autumn. If you control 4 or fewer lands, search your library for a basic land. Cycling sack a card. Huh. Interesting card. Manamorphose again. So they're digging. There's the blue. They've got 3 for evolution. Allosaurus. They pitched 2. They pitched evolution and revival, so they have shoal in hand. And that's it. Did they get there? Yep, they got a worm. So we get the turn back with a bolt. Player land. No point to swing. But at this point, it's deterministic, right? Because like we can try to get them with instance. Let's go ahead and fetch for a mountain here and pass. We're not gonna swing with this guide. They can gain 7 with Gristlebrand, but they can't go too low. So they're probably, if they're smart, they're gonna go to combat, swing for 7, gain 7, and then they can draw a good amount of cards. They want to stay above. Against burn, you'd, with 3 cards in hand, you'd stay above 9 ideally. Which they can do exactly with this Gristlebrand. So it looks like we're gonna lose game 1. Unfortunate. But that's fine, we can still get the match. You just need to not hit running lands. For what, 2 of our 3 draws? Yeah. They're just gonna go with the Gristlebrand beatdown plan. So we can go empty-handed, gun them down 17 plus 5, take them down to 12, and then they go to 19. Yeah, we're not winning against the Gristlebrand. Okay. Skull cracks seem good. Paths seem good. We'll trim on a path. Bolts. Rift bolts seem slow, like always. Eidolon seem fine. Searing Blaze is a dead card as well. So we can bring in 3. Bring in the deflecting palm and 2 other bolts. That's probably our best bet. So the skull cracks are obviously so that way they can't gain the life when they try to Nourishing Shoal. If we can get them with that. It's always fun when you do. Waiting on them. So obviously the Firewalkers not for this matchup. Nor smashes, nor relics. They, as far as I'm aware, don't run any or enchantments or artifacts, so wear tear is not that great. And the reason I'm not bringing in the 3rd path is because we don't want to dilute Burn's strategy too much. It's not fast enough, but Eidolon's a really good card against them. Because most of the spells that they cast are 2 CMC or less. Or 3 CMC or less, technically. But we'll mulligan once, because that's just 2 land heavy. And this is beautiful. Keep bottom the Bloodstained Mire? Yeah. Just turn 1 guide, turn 2 guide bolt. Or if it looks like they're going to be trying to combo off, going with the Eidolon. They went down to 5. What are the odds about joking about playing Neobrand and then playing against Neobrand? Game 1, match 1. Leyline of Sanctity. Okay. Well, we know that they run enchantments now. Gemstone Mine revealed and put into hand. Not great for us. So there's a sleight of hand. Probably going to lead with a turn 2. Turn 2 Eidolon seems better. Than a guide. Red Eidolon combat. Swing 2. Let's see what we see. Neoform. All right. So we might be dead next turn. Gemstone mine. They have the green and the blue. Do they have 2 green cards and a rider? If so, then if they have the shoal, they basically deterministically win. Because like we could bolt their creature and give our whatever they block double strike. Yeah, they gain 7, but then they wouldn't have anything. And that's if we get a land off the top here. If we don't, we're kind of just sitting ducks. Summoner's Pact. Okay. Summoner's Pact goes and gets a rider. Okay. Plays the rider. They played out that gemstone mine that we know about. They exiled Evolution and Manamorphose. So now they're going for the Neoform. They get the Neoform. They go down to 12. They've got 1 card in hand. Neobrand. Or Gristlebrand, I should specify. 8 cards, Nourishing Shoal. And of course they hit the worm. Why wouldn't they? So they're at 20. They draw 7. And they draw 7 more. They're at 6. They exile Allosaurus Rider. They go back down to 6. Hmm. 25 cards in hand, 20 in deck. Simian Spirit Guide exiled. Simian Spirit Guide exiled. Exiles a 3rd Simian Spirit Guide. Do they have enough to just Lightning Storm us? Turn off our auto yields. Manamorphose. We will go ahead and yield the Eidolon. Blue and green. They're down to 4. Life goes on. They'll gain 8. They go back up to 10. They can draw once more. Looks like this Eidolon's doing work. So they've got 2 shoals. There's an Autochon and a shoal. Feels good. They go back up to 18. And they just need to draw 7, have Simeon and what's his name in hand? That Maniac, and then draw another 7. So unfortunate about that Leyline of Sanctity. They have 6 cards left in deck, 11 life. If they can exile with Simian Spirit Guide. Although we can't kill the Gristlebrand anymore because it's got that counter from Neoform. Well, it was close. Not really, but hey. Say it was close because they got down to 3 life, I think. Good old Magic. You know, turn 2 is when you expect to win and lose games, right? Sounds right. Also, that clock difference, though. We've played 4 minutes of Magic. They've played 15 minutes of Magic. Maybe they'll clock themselves. You never know. Sleight of hand. They go down to 9. They have 5 cards left in the deck. They know the bottom 4. But now they don't have enough mana. They don't know the bottom 4. They summon respected. So they only know the bottom 2. Why? Oh, because he can't pay for Pact next turn. Like, why is he conceding? Because he's lost. Okay. Bring in the Wear Tear, board out the Deflecting Palm. Yep. Pact is indeed the best card in our deck against Neobrand. Completely forgot that they had to win on the spot there. Because they went for a Pact on turn 2. Arguably, we might not want the as many skull cracks, but again, the cards that we took out are useless in this matchup. So who knows? I was joking about them timing out, but they might actually time out. Again, not a bad hand. It's not very reactive, but we're burn. We don't really want to be reactive. They go down to 5. Exactly. Exactly. It's just like go the turn 1 guide into a turn 2 probably Eidolon. Well, yes, it hurts us. It definitely hurts them. Just step on the gas and never stop. Serum Visions. Right. I'll say the Eidolon's great for a... Oh, you need to dig to try to find your thing? So they put one on top, one on bottom. Not great for us, but hey. Okay. Sacred Foundry, we'll pay the 2 life. We'll go red, Goblin Guide, combat. Let's see what you put on top with this. It's good old Serum Visions. A gemstone mine. Okay. Makes sense. So there's the mine. Are we dead? Nope. Another Visions to scry. Puts 2 on bottom. Good to know. So they're definitely digging. This Eidolon feels slightly slow, but that's fine. Huh. I still think it's Slam Eidolon here. Eidolon of the Revel. In combat, swing 2. Guide triggers, reveals a Nourishing Shoal. That's unfortunate. They're at 15. And now if they're digging, they're going to have to... Oh. Bet they can get there with this Eidolon taking them damage-wise. Alright. Mesa, we'll go ahead and play the guide. Yeah, I know. We'll take our damage. Combat 6, yeah. First guide reveals a... Oh, come on. Come on. They're just gonna naturally have Worm. And we don't have the Skull Crack to stop the life gain. What are the odds? Yeah. But still, having to fight through another 15 life. That is an Allosaurus Rider. Do this, get a mountain. And we can do this on their instep instead of second main. Force them to have exactly Neo form. They pitched a Nourishing Shoal in a Summoner's Pact. They're going to gain 15 life. At the end step, you pass priority. Yeah, why do I have priority to target it? I don't know. Because he was playing it out as a blocker. So we have Sunbaked Canyon as a possible redraw, but again, I think we're just going in. Boros Charm, 4 damage to your face. Because having to shoal to gain life tells me that you don't necessarily have a lot in hand at this point. And now as the burn player, hitting them for... Okay, Sanctum in hand. Interesting. Just gave them 2 lands. There's one of the Sanctums. And they're down to 11. We draw K. Let's draw another card. Okay. Not bad. Combat. Swing out. Guide trigger reveals Neoform. Second guide trigger is going to reveal that Neoform. Okay, they want to draw that Neoform. So we need to remember that they have a Neoform in hand. And then Wild Cantor. Okay. And play out this Eidolon taking damage from our own Eidolon. So that way they can't Cantor into. So they lost? Yep, looks like it. Double Eidolon's hard for them to beat. There we go, winning against Neoform. I'm curious, what were we drawing? Third Eidolon. All right. Here we go. Somehow managing to win against Neoform, mainly because it lost to itself in game 2. And then in game 3, they just played out an Allosaurus Rider as a blocker instead of holding it for a turn. Yeah, I don't understand why you would play that out as a blocker. In every scenario, he would still have to do the Nourishing Shoal Worm to stay alive. But then you have the turn back, and we get to, and then you're at 15. You could then possibly draw your out. I don't know. I just thought playing it out as a blocker seemed fine since we were holding up action spells. And he thought we just were empty-handed, I guess. No creature. Decent amount of burn, but not enough. We'll get punished extremely hard if we keep this. I know it. But that's not going to stop us. We're going to bottom Eidolon 1. Keep Eidolon 2. Lead off with this. Fetch and shock, so that way a mountain is still live for any of our other good spells. At Swift Spear, combat. Playing good old classic burn. So now let's get punished. Keeping a one-lander. Okay. They go fetching. Is this a mirror match? Mountain, Swift Spear. It might be a mirror. Well, they're running Bobble, so it's the Luris version. I'd completely forgotten that that version's still in effect. So they bobbled us. They go a swinging. So ideally, it's what? Land off the top. Okay. And now Searing Blaze their thing. Remove their prowess. So that way they're a bit slower, we're a bit faster. Because we can go Swift Spear, Suspend. They go fetching down to 12. Is this mono red? There's a Goblin Guide. Okay. Guide goes a swinging. We reveal a Lava Spike, which is... So... Spectacle skewering our Swift Spear? Sure. We're at 12, they're at 12. They have 4, we have 4. Who wins this race? We go Swift Spear, we go Suspend the Rift Bolt. Yeah, we go down to 11, sadly, but we'll take them down to 11 as well. Then we can deal with this guide. So it'll be 9, but our Swift Spear will be large. Unless they have a way to deal with our Swift Spear. 3 mana, Rift Bolts our Swift Spear. Okay. We draw a Mountain, which is perfect for us. So that'll come off. How do I... Yes, I want to... I yielded to that. Cast. I thought I said yes to that. Ooh, a guide. I like guide here. We'll go down to 8 and play out this Eidolon. We've got 2 creatures. They can Rift Bolt one thing. That'll take them to 6. So this will come down to what they've got in hand. The 3 unknowns. So 7, 5, 2. Burn spell off the top wins us this game. Assuming they kill our Eidolon. If they don't, we can still lose, I believe. Yep, they Rift Bolt the Eidolon. Going to 5. And now they're tapped out, hoping that we don't have burn magic. But don't they know about the Lava Spike? Yes, they do. So, Swift Spear. Lava Spike you? Prowess Trigger? Yep. Alright, so we're facing a Luris version. Relics come in. Firewalkers come in. We're on the draw, so Eidolon's a bit worse. So we'll shave Eidolons and shave 3 bolts, shave 2 Eidolons. Keep the rest. It looks to be a mono red version, which is interesting. But they can't be mono red because Luris. So turn 1 Swift Spear, turn 2 Eidolon. Is that good enough in the mirror? We'll try it. They go with a Vantage, exiling a Rift Bolt. Okay. Meaning we don't lead off on the Swift Sphere. We will lead off with a tapped Sacred Foundry and pass the turn. So that way they can Rift Bolt, but they only have us or them as targets. We are fine with this Rift Bolt targeting our face. Life is a resource to be played with. And then they skewer us. We go down to 14. Put in a Sacred Foundry tapped. So we're at 14. They're at 20. Playing this Eidolon down outright is not going to win us the game, but going Swift Spear into Relic to trigger Prowess might be able to get us back into this slowly. There's their Vantage. Red, white. Bolts are Swift Spear. Yeah. That's fine. Exile a card from your graveyard. Okay. Okay. We will go tapped Sacred Foundry into red Eidolon. Boros Charm, deal 4 to us. Okay, we go down to 8. They've got 2 in hand. We're trying to avoid burn spells here. This Eidolon's probably going to come to bite us in the butt. Searing Blaze, 3 to us, 2 to them. And Eidolon dies. We go down to 5, which is actually good for us. So they've got 1 card in hand. We can play out that Bloodstained Mire. We can skewer sorcery speed. We go ahead and Helix to gain some life and skewer. They draw a card with the Sunbaked Canyon. We go to 8. We will go to 7, getting a basic mountain. Red, cast with Spectacle. Take them down to 10. Pass the turn. White, Core Firewalker. Yeah, baby. Exile a card from their graveyard. Not like it matters. Neither of us are really graveyard decks right now. Okay, we're gonna flood out. Now let's crack, see what we can find. Swift Spear's not bad. But we can't win with Swift Spear right now. So we pass. Hope that they swing with this core Firewalker. They Lava Spike us. We go down to 4. If they have 2 more burn spells, we lose. Let's see, do they go swinging? They do. There we go. We've got an opportunity now. Damage, we're at 2. Helix, that'll do it. All right, so they are running Firewalkers, so paths come in. Bolt comes out. Eidolons come out and run it back. Okay. Lots of burn. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. With enough mana to do it all. No creatures though. Way too land heavy. Well, we definitely should have kept that first hand. So this has put back a bolt and a mountain. Dang, unfortunate. Oh well. Cannot predict how you're gonna... You can be greedy. Interesting. Going with a tapped Sacred Foundry. We can play out that Mire and pass the turn. Second Sacred Foundry. Because they have a Firewalker on turn 2. We'll go ahead and bolt them down to 12. And we shock in this Bloodstained Mire. Which feels bad. So they're at 12, we're at 17. Problem is they're going to be gaining life off that core Firewalker unless we have a way to deal with it. Mountain's not going to do it. Sunbaked Canyon. Draw a card. Arid Mesa won't deal with it either. So we might just lose to a core Firewalker here. Which is what we were trying to mulligan down to, but we did not get lucky enough. So there's that. Do they have multiple red spells? No. Helix or Boros Charm. Yeah, that's another option. We take 8, go down to 9. They're at 14. They'll be at 12 if we cast the Searing Blaze. Free will. Red. 3 there. Yeah. They go up to 15. They go down to 12. We're at 9. We're flooding out, sadly. But, oh well. They had the better hand. And there's a guide as well. Wow. That plus a Boros charm. We go down to... We'll be at 1. Yep. We draw an Arid Mesa. Neat. Pay a life. All right, we lose in the mirror match. Not shocking. They really didn't do anything with the Luris, so we're not missing anything by not running it. Because what, the only time Luris is good is when you have, now with the whole pay 3 mana situation, when would Luris be good for burn? I guess if you kept a creature heavy hand and they had a board wipe, you could then hope that they don't have another one or a way to remove the card from your hand. Yeah, this is a keep. It's a bit on the slow side from the aspect of there's not much burn going on in it, but there is the 2 Eidolons. We don't know what our opponent's on yet. So leading off with a Rift Bolt's not the worst in the world. And then being able to go skewer off of that also does not sound that bad. Okay. We will go with the Sunbaked Canyon, suspend a Rift Bolt, and pass the turn. Let's see what they do. Raging Ravine, so probably Jund, which is not great for us. Cast at them. Okay. We'll do the Arid Mesa, and since this is sorcery speed and we've played out a Rift Bolt, we'll go ahead and skewer and then pass. So worst scenario is they have fetch land into Goyf, because then we couldn't kill the Goyf. Oh wait, we have our fetch land. So Goyf is our worst case scenario here. There's a swamp. Okay. We'll go and get a tapped Sacred Foundry. And again, we're not really getting a chance to play out these Eidolons because they would be hurting us with what our hand's trying to do. But now that we've got a decent lead on them, they're at 8. And we have a Helix in hand. Not bad. Assassin's Trophies, the Sunbaked Canyon. Okay. Guess he doesn't want us to be able to draw a card. Or they're trying to cut us off of white and they have a second Assassin's Trophy. At which point we'd be 100% okay with. Overgrown Tomb, Shocked In. Red, Black, Black, Liliana of the Veil. Sounds good. Upticks, we each discard. Yeah, luckily we've got this discard fodder. We discard an Eidolon there at 6. We're at 16. Bolt off the top will do it for us. Unless they have multiple discard spells here. Or life gain. Black. Thought seizes us. Well, that's no fun. Now you'll be at 1. Because you're taking this bolt. Yep. Fortunately, that was a Helix and not a Boros Charmer. If that was a Boros Charmer, they would have died. Green, black, Scoos. Renin 6. Okay. They get a Raging Ravine back. Play their land for the turn, which is the Raging Ravine. They've got 1 card in hand. If we rip any burn spell off the top, we win. Not true. There is one that we could... Yep. Okay, so classic Jund. Relics. Mainly paths. They've got pushes for the Firewalkers. I don't think we want to be bringing them in. Again, Rift Bolt seems just ever so slightly slow. We could bring in the Deflecting Palm as a gotcha on their Goyf, but I don't think that's what we want to be doing. I mean, Relic doesn't seem bad. Oh well. We'll try it without the relics. I don't think we want to bring them in. But I could be wrong. Of course. So now my buddy's online. The problem is Thoughtseize wears this handout really badly for us. But there's not going to be a hand that doesn't. We'll try it. It's one more land heavy than I'd like, but that's fine. And from the aspect of this is probably, since we know that this is Jund, very classical Jund too. Okay. If we lead off with a tapped Sacred Foundry, we can't bolt them, but that's fine. They go with fetching. They get probably Overgrown Tomb tapped here. Unless they need the red source. Yep. Alrighty, and then after this Overgrown Tomb, what? Stomping Ground? Black Leaf Cliffs? Sure. Again, gives you the red. So it has black, black, and red. Goes black, black. Plays out probably Bob. Which we would absolutely love to be able to Searing Blaze. Collective Brutality. Okay. Probably picks Boros Charm because that's just the most damage in our hand. And they did the drain too. Yep. They now know that they really shouldn't play out a creature. So if we go Vantage into Eidolon here, it leaves us open to a Lily sack, but that's fine because then we can kill Lily. It's not necessarily what we want to be doing. Okay, there's the shock, probably for Lily. Down tick. As the push. Meaning we're probably getting, well, they don't have the mana now. And they know our hand's very aggressive towards anything. Kroxa. Okay, that's fine. We'll pitch a Searing Blaze here. Doesn't look like that they're going to be getting creatures anytime soon anyway. Yep. And now we have 6 in hand and Searing Blazes galore. So let's see what they do. Yep, there's the Lily. There's the uptick. Pitch a Blaze. They pitched a Bolt. So we could kill Lily here, but that gains them effectively 6 life. They only have 1 card in hand, though. Taking out the Lily sounds right. Yeah, it gains them the life, but our worst case scenario is they draw land and are able to Kroxa, which they would have been able to do even if we hadn't killed the Lily. So sure, they'd currently be at 11. Tis a Goyf. We do not have nearly enough damage to deal with a Goyf. 1 card in hand. Goyf is a 6/7. Minimalistically, we're lava spiking right now. We'll hold up this blaze in case they play something more threatening. Black, black, black. Lily. Yeah, baby. Each player discards a card. We will pay a life. Go get a mountain. Cast. At this point, with no cards in hand, it's better to target them. We're not too afraid of the Liliana uptick or downtick. So they discard a trophy. Now we're both empty-handed, but they have a 6/7 on board, so they have us on a 4-turn clock, which is funny because that's the same clock that we have them on. But not when we draw lands. So looks like we're gonna be losing this one. Unfortunate. Blackleaf Cliffs, uptick, yep. And smack us for 6. Looks like we might be bringing Bridge back to the board. That was always a fun... And another land. So... we have definitely flooded out. Arguably, we should have cracked the Arid Mesas. Here comes the second Kroxa, which will deal lethal. Can we make it so this Kroxa kills us? Let's find out. So we take 3, we go to 5. Do we die to the... do we... Also, why is Collective Brutality there? Why'd you exile your Lily? Come on, you shrunk your Goyf for no reason. Unless you want to get in for Xaxes. Wahaha. Yeah, we can't. Sad face. Oh, we can go exact. Aha. Okay. I feel that the Deflecting Palm's just too cute. Well, with the Kroxa, it's a bit better. Kroxa, shave out. I want this other path too, actually. And cut the other 2 Rift Bolts. Yeah. There we go. Let's see if we can get this win. 1 lander. We mulligan. We know better. This is a keep. Turn 1 guide, turn 2. Arguably, I can see just turn 2 Eidolon. That bottom skewer because it's sorcery. Okay, they went down to 5, which is a bit unfortunate for them. Good for us, but hey. Let's see. All right. Mountain Goblin Guide. Let's go. Let's go with Smorkin. Hit them. Hooligan's Command revealed. Seems like a pretty good card. Verdant Catacombs, no fetching. Okay. We will go Blitzingmeyer Combat. See if this guide can get in there. Guide reveals a trophy. All right. Do they want the trophy? They do. We'll go fetching. Sure, we'll fetch and shock. Just give you a trophy target. Okay, they don't want the trophy. They would rather crack their verdant catacombs. Get a blood crypt tapped. Plays out a mountain. They are at 15. We've got 9 damage in hand. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Also, interesting that they went for Blood Crypt instead of Overgrown Tomb. What do they need double red for? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Red, black. Collective Brutality 3 mode it. Eidolon, gain life, and make us discard. How'd I know? So they take the damage. So the third mode is negated by the Eidolon. And now we don't have lethal quickly. Path's pretty good. Let's go ahead and sorcery spike them. Combat swing for 2. Goblin Guide triggers, reveals an Inquisition of Kozilek. Okay, that's unfortunate, but hey. They go down to 10. Let's see what they lead with. Black, red. Another 3 mode. Okay, well, they're empty-handed. And we lose our path. I don't think you being empty-handed against Burns. Thank you very much for the follow, Prince Robot. Awesome. Nice name. But I don't think being empty-handed is where you want to be against the Burn. Because the Burn has some pretty strong top decks. Okay. Helix you. Swift Spear. Why not? Worst that happens is they have a push. Cool. Bolt. Sounds good. We hold this bolt until they force it, because if we draw a skewer, the bolt will turn on the skewer. Swift Spear. So if we swing, it looks like it's going to connect. Bolting them down to 1 makes it so they can't fetch. So they need to deal with the Swift Spear. They bolt the Swift Spear. All right. They're at 1. Living on the edge. We draw a path. And then we draw a Swift Spear. Cool. There we go. We got it against Jund. Like I said, top deck mode against Burn, probably not where you want to be. Burn just has some insane top decks. Also, the fact that they cut themselves off of green mana there, because I don't know what card a Jund deck could run that needs the double red. Unless they went for the black red and then drew a mountain off the top. That's probably actually what happened, because they discarded a Pleatland for the collective brutality. So they accidentally cut themselves off of a color by getting unlucky with a shuffler. There we go. We're 2-1 for the league. Let's see if we can't win one more in 2 games. There we go. It's a 1-lander. It does some things, but again, you really never want to keep a 1-lander. Luris has entered the revealed zone. I was just talking about not keeping a 1-lander. However, this hand is an exception from the fact that we've got Swift Spear, 1-drop, 1-drop, 1-drop. We'll put the Blaze back on top. Not the greatest in the world, but not the worst. Especially against the Luris deck. We don't know what they're on. Bobble. Okay. Bobbles themselves. So they want to see if the card that they have on top's worth drawing. Okay. So Polluted Delta makes me think probably some form of Death Shadow. Fetch, shock, another bobble. Down to 4 in hand. Bobbles in the effect zone, so they'll have a bobble. Yep. Bobbles us to see what we're drawing. They saw a Searing Blaze. All right. Tide here's better because they don't have a way to reliably trigger prowess. Hit them for 2. Unless they have the bolt. All right. They reveal a Mana Leak. All right. That's not a great card for us to see. Is this some Grixis control list? So looks like we're getting mana leaked. Especially when we can't draw land. Yep. Can't favor the mana leak, so we just have to pass. Kept one lander, got punished for it. So what do we want against a Grixis-esque control list? At least that's what I'm guessing for now. Is it some Luris control? That doesn't really make sense. But at the same time, they're not doing enough to their life total to be Death Shadow. Okay, we draw a land. Try to resolve this Eidolon. It probably is not going to resolve. Archmage's Charm, snap. Okay, snap, target bolt. Yep. That's fine, and at least gives us a target for the Searing Blaze. Hopefully we can hit a land. Yep, they bolt. They take the 2. So, what are we really wanting? I guess the relics. Maybe the Firewalkers? That's entering the play tapped. Snap's coming in for 2. We're taking it like a champ. Now land off the top to activate Searing Blaze. There we go. Red, blaze. 3/3. Show me your Archmage's Charm. No Archmage's Charm. Interesting. Spectacle. Take him down to 9. Next turn we can set up a prime. Double suspend Rift Bolt. Show me how much counter magic you're running. Okay. Black 1. What? Lily? Luris. Okay. For some reason I thought the effect had already gone in on Magic Online, but I guess not. So that's neat. They go fetching with this polluted delta. Water Grave tapped tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, whenever it happens, right? I'm just so used to the whole concept of Tuesday is patch day from MMOs. Triple Rift Bolt. Sure. Suspend a Rift Bolt. Suspend a Rift Bolt. Suspend a Rift Bolt. Yeah. Yeah, just about the same. Oh, we have triple Rift Bolt suspended. They'll be gaining life with Luris, so they're not dead to the triple suspension. But I don't really know what they could have. They go swinging in for 3. They go up to 11. We go down to 12. Problem is we have 9 damage incoming. They play the bobble to draw an additional card. Bobble us to see what we're drawing. And they now know if they need to counter magic or not. Because Luris is each permanent card? Yeah. Another Delta. Interesting they didn't have to put those Rift Bolt suspensions on the stack. Because now I get to pick each one individually. Okay, they go a Kraken. They got an island. So they're at 10. Let's see if they care about their Luris. They do care about their Luris. Okay. There's first counter magic. Second Rift Bolt comes off suspension. Okay. They don't care about their Luris enough to counter it another time. And then hit their face. How much do they care about their face? They go to 7. All right. We draw a Sacred Foundry. Grixis Colors. What are they casting? Colligan's Command, Snapcaster. We discard. See if we're drawing a second land. Neat. Play out that Vantage and pass the turn. They're at 7. We're at 12. We're empty-handed. They have 4 in hand. They got a lot of value off their Luris, which is not great for us. But hey, here we go. Bobble entered the effects. We know about Snapcaster Mage. Black unearths their Luris. Okay. So from the looks of it, definitely some form of Grixis control shell. They go down to 6. We know that they have Bobble. We know that they have Snap in hand. They've got Snap and something, which is not great for us. I seeing, and then they're drawing 2. Okay. So they could snap Colligans here, which is probably what they're about to do. Yep, there's the snap. Snap, Colligans, 2 to us, make us discard. We go down to 10, then they've got us on a 2-turn clock. We cannot beat that from the aspect of we need at least a 3-turn clock to draw 3 bolts. Yep. We have to discard because it's not a bolt. And we lose. Okay, there's an opt. There's a visions. There's the bauble. You want to see what we're drawing? If we draw, because this is 5, next turn's 5. Oh, and then they're gaining life as well. So it doesn't matter. We can't win. Nothing off the top can win here except like an Eidolon and then them killing themselves. All right. Definitely want the relics. We didn't see any pushes or removal. The only removal we saw was Kolaghan's Command and Lightning Bolt, which would make Core Firewalker pretty good. From the aspect of it's just a creature that they might not be able to remove, but it doesn't have protection from any of their creatures. So it's really only good when we're casting spells to gain life. I don't think we bring it in. The Palm, their most threatening creatures probably Lurrus at 3, so it doesn't do a heck of a whole lot. Again, Wear Tear Smashes, not doing us much against them. This doesn't do much. Skullcracks don't do much. So yeah. Just that, board out 2 Rift Bolt. And we'll take the play. We gotta win 2. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah, it's 1 land heavier than I'd like, but that's fine. We'll keep. I don't think that they didn't Inquisition or Thoughtseize last game. And that doesn't mean that they're not running it, but I think it's relatively safe here to go ahead and we'll just go with a Arid Mesa pass, because we can either do interaction with this Lightning Bolt, or if they do nothing, we do nothing, we can then go and get a Sacred Foundry tapped. And hope that this Eidolon is gonna stick. It probably won't, but it'll probably at least draw removal. They go fetching. Shocks in the Steam Vents, meaning that they've got a bolt for this Eidolon. Yep, there's the bolt for the Eidolon. So they do, in fact, hate Eidolon of the Great Revel. But now we've cleared the way for our hand. Not fully, from the aspect of they could have a counter spell. Skewer, there's perfect. Lava Spike. Lava Spike. They fetch. Probably a mana leak here. Yep. That's fine. Skewer you. They're at 8. We've got 2 cards in hand. If they fetch, we can kill them. and all of this is at instant speed. And so as soon as they go tapping out, we'll play out this vantage and pass the turn. Okay, there's a turn. We'll let the turn happen. So like I said, we're in no rush here. Okay. Inspiring advantage. We'll play out our land and pass the turn. Waiting for them to try to tap out. Blue opt scry. Do we think that they have another mana leak? We'll let it go. Inquisition. No. Show me counter magic. All right. Got that one. Yeah, we were sandbagging, but at the same time, we were trying to be safe. Because if they had the counter spell and they didn't exactly have a threat to us, nope, way too many lands. This is interesting. We'll try it. Put back a canyon. There's a bobble. They bobble us. See what we are drawing. Tapped steam vents. Sure. Meaning they're not afraid of whatever's on top. It's a bolt. Understandable. Thank you very much. Donna T-Salt? Yeah. Yeah, no, Burn is one of the decks that I've played very thoroughly. It's the only one that I've actually won a 1K with. Arguably we should hold up the lightning bolt, but I don't think that this is some Grixis control type list. So holding up the reaction spell doesn't seem like our best line there. And we don't have anything else to utilize that spike with. Apparently they run Delver. So we got punished hard there. But they tapped out. So we can now land this Eidolon with ease. And the Eidolon will be able to go to town once we bolt their Delver. So depending on what we draw here, we draw another canyon. So we can take 3 and then our own Eidolon will hit us for a bit. Or we can kill their Delver now. We'll play out the Eidolon. Taking the 3 doesn't seem terrible, especially when we have Helix to gain the life back. So they will flip this Delver, I'm assuming. Okay. I had imagined that that Delver was flipping since they had done Serum Visions into one on top, one on bottom. Apparently that's not the case. So... Searing Blaze. Huh. So I don't think we're gonna get a better chance. So land combat swing, they have to do some combat trick, or they just block with a Delver. They go with a snap. Sounds good to me. Snappy Boy comes in. They have a Visions as their target. They've got 1 mana. Before blocks, we will blaze their Snapcaster Mage, paying the double red. Yes, we get hurt by our own Eidolon, but it gets rid of their Snapcaster Mage, which they were trying to use as a traitor. So they are now paying costs. Force of Negation. Okay. So they forced our Searing Blaze. We take 2. We will go ahead and try to bolt this Snapcaster again. You obviously want to keep it alive if you're using Force. They go fetching down to 12. They don't shock in. So we go to 13. They lose their Snapcaster. They can block. Do they choose to block with the Delver? They do not. So they go down to 10, and now it's their turn. Let's see if this Delver flips. Delver does indeed flip, and they now have an opt. Land, black, 1. Luris, take 2. Sounds good to me. They want to keep their 3/2 flyer. We draw another Helix. So if we go Helix their Luris, it then would require them to have Unearth, or Helix on Luris gains us a life, removes their Luris from the battlefield. And the Unearth just hurts them. We don't need to go swinging with this Eidolon. We're in no situation where we need to trade yet. Black mana. Push. Unearths, targeting their Luris. Yep. Luris comes back. They again choose not to swing. Oh, no, they do swing. If they swing here, I believe we win. No, we don't win, but we make it so they can't cast anything that costs 3 or less. A land off the top here is what we need. Swift Spear. Swift Spear hits us for 2. We take 1 total from Swift Spear plus Lightning Helix. We then have a 2/3 coming at their face, taking them down to 4. Yeah. Yeah, we take quite a bit of damage off of this, but it deals with their Luris unless they have a counter spell. We go down to 7. We go back up to 10. There we go. And now we can swing in safely with the Swift Spear. Hit for 2. They do decide to block. We're 100% okay with that trade and pass the turn. They're at 6. We have an Eidolon. I don't think there's much they can do at this point. Because we can just swing every turn. I guess they could bounce our Eidolon with Cryptic. Okay. Let's see if we get to combat. We do. Swing bada bada. They flash in a Snapcaster. Sounds good. And targets Force of Negation. Yeah. So Force is, if it's not your turn, you may exile rather than paying this card's counter target non-creature spell. That's fine. Eidolon's a creature. They will block. Damage happens. Main phase. Yes, we can indeed. Because we'll then be down below 3 lands, so this Inspiring Vantage will come in untapped. And then we'll be able to play out the Eidolon in case we draw another land. They opt while they can. Makes sense. They put the card on top. They drew. And they hit exactly Spell Snare. What are the odds? So we have 2 redraws here. They're at 4 with 1 card in hand. Black, blue. Collective Brutality. Going with the Drain 2. So what do we draw here? We draw a Boros Charm. We will play this land out and pass. Because if they don't do anything, we can draw 2. Or draw 1 and see what we're drawing. A Sacred Foundry. Meaning... So we'd go to 6. Yeah. Deal 4 to them. They go down to 2. Off the top, we hit a Relic. Not great. We crack this to try to draw an additional card. Swift Spear might do it. this requires them to not have interaction. They do have interaction. However, it is now 4-2, and we have an additional draw here off the relic. When it gets back to our turn. Okay, well, it's a 1/1 with haste, but they don't have anything else. They can swing for 1. We take it, go to 3. And we draw Bolt. Yeah, it's like at 2, there's just about... The one thing that we couldn't have drawn there was Searing Blaze. Everything else in that deck, when we had 3 mana, isn't out. I guess no. Eidolon of the Great Revel wouldn't have done it. Well, I say that. It would have. They would have had to keep their 1/1 as a blocker at that point, because they couldn't cast a spell. All right. Anyway, let's see if we can go 4/1. But yeah, I don't know. The Smash of Smithereens was back when Uro was around, or no, back when Urza was the main threat. I'm thinking I probably want to swap those out for ensnaring bridges at this point. I don't know. I'll have to play more and see how much. Because like in all 5 of these games, there hasn't been a scenario where we could smash. Like, yeah, they've played Baubles, but you're not getting this Smash of Smithereens to resolve against a Bauble. Okay, we won die roll. You play Arena? I personally do not, but that's mainly because I'm not a big fan of Standard. This is a bit too land heavy for me. This, however, is perfect. So keep bottom. Yeah, bridges are definitely better. It's just been a while since I updated. We'll bottom the Boros charm. And we'll get a basic mountain off of this Bloodstained Mire. Just so that way we can start going at face. So they revealed a Luris. Or no, they revealed a Yorion. Okay. Snow-covered island in their hand. And they take 2. So let's see if we're faster than... Is this Urian Flicker, or is this Urian Control, or is this Urian Scape Shift? The world may never know. EB draw. They can now add mana of any color. Oh, they bring... Yeah, when they bring Pioneer to Arena, I'll definitely have to go and take a look at it. Because one of my favorite decks is on that. Okay. This guide combat for ya. And guide triggers. Reveal a path. Reveal a second path because it's the same card. They take 2 or 4. Yeah, when you've just started, or Standard is great. I started back in 2012, 2013-ish. And so I had a lot of these cards that I've that are now in modern is going to be running your list. Yeah, I definitely would do the whole change that I mentioned. Burn's such a fun deck. Okay, so they've got that. They can path our guy in response. They've played out the snow-covered island. One more burn spell or that. That won't win us the game here. Somewhere on Wizards of the Coast's website, I don't remember exactly where. It's been a while, but I believe I just Googled Magic the Gathering online and it brought up their webpage. I was able to download from there. There we go. White, red, Helix, prowess trigger. They can path one. Begin combat. Go a swinging. Goblin Guide triggers. Reveal a mana leak. Are they going to path a guy? Yep. Well, they're going to shuffle. So they don't have this mana leak. They go down to 6. They can't shock. Okay. Second Goblin Guide reveals Astrolabe. All right. And they path our guide. Sounds good. I would love to use Path to Exile's ability. Put this mountain. So they'll have an Astrolabe and 5 unknowns. But they'll be at 2. We have lots of outs at this point. They, however, need to do something to stop us from being able to attack. Misty Rainforest. So a fog effect will do it. Begin combat. Turn them sideways. And they go cracking. No. Well, you don't have mana. They go with a Force of Negation on a cryptic command. Okay. They're at 1. Let's see if we can rip a 1 mana CMC spell off the top here. We can't. But even if they stop us here, blue, blue, blue. Gain control of target thing? Sure. Because is this... If an opponent lost life this turn. An opponent has lost life this turn. There goes their Archmage's Charm. Sounds good to me. We won't go a swinging. We'll just go into second main. And we'll cast this with Spectacle. And there we go. Begin sideboarding. Again, it's some form of Urian control. We saw Bant colors. We didn't see anything past that. So the smashes here aren't bad to stop them from being able to mana fix. But we don't really have anything that's necessarily bad against them. I guess Searing Blazes, they don't play a lot of creatures. So Blazes out, Skullcracks in, and I guess a Smash to make up for the fact that we're missing one. Just make it a 1 of. At that point, if it's a 1 of, do we want to bring in Wear Tear instead? just in case they run some enchantment stuff. Yeah, we'll do that. There we go. All right. One land, not the greatest. Lots of fun stuff here, but yeah. So it's one land. It's suspended. It's such a good payoff if we get there, but and we've got some turns. Screw it. We're up a game anyway. Let's keep it. Let's be risky. Why not? You have sideboard notes? I do not. This is just, I've played this deck so much and off the top of my head that I just go off of what I kind of know. Yeah, it's mainly impromptu. Hey, never punished. Arid Mesa, and because of that, we will get a basic mountain. Because we do not need double white, we will go Swift Spear, combat, hit you for 1. Next turn, we have hit you for 9. Unless they have a bolt. Okay, they go down to 18. Put that into play tapped. There's their snow-covered forest. They have 3 colors. Any advice to play? Advice with a burn is mainly anything with 2 lands is typically keepable. Just make sure that it's very matchup dependent as to whether you want to be more creature heavy or spell heavy. But I wouldn't keep too many hands that have 1 land because you're not running many lands in the deck. Let's see. Let's go with this bolt. Prowess makes it bigger. They take 3. Pass with Spectacle. Hit them for 3 more. Prowess trigger. We have a 3/4. Combat. No turning it sideways. Hit them for 3. Take them to 9. Unless they have a Codal. Sure. Play out that blocker. Makes sense. So now we're in trouble if they have land into Uro. Because they'll gain 3 life. Timely. They tie it up. We got punished. So at this point, we go suspend, suspend. I like that play. At this point, we now pass. We don't want to go swinging because they can double block our Swift Spear right now. But next turn, they won't even be able to triple block. Okay, there's Uro mana. Uro coming down here. Yep. They gain 3 and put in a land. up to 21, which will not be fun for us, but not impossible here. They don't go swinging. Drift bolts come off suspension. And cast at their face. Second Rift Bolt comes off suspension. And again, it's cast at their face. So now this is just going to get chump blocked, which is fine. Yep. So now we have the option of holding up a skull crack in case they have another timely, which I like. I like that over Eidolon. So green, blue, astrolabe. Okay. We have a target for this wear. They draw one. Green, blue. Ice Fang sounds good. They draw. Ice Fang now has Death Touch. Is it at least 3 other snow permanents? Okay. So we can remove Death Touch when they go blocking. So we can instep. They can no longer timely. We will go ahead and Boros charm them. Take them down to 11. Yes, we miss out on the prowess, but are we really using that? I don't think we are. There's our land for the turn. I'm not opposed to just land Eidolon here. Because now they don't really have any spells that they can play without them not taking damage. We won't go swinging with the Swift Spirit yet. And there's the Pav on our Eidolon, which is fine. That means that Eidolon did his job. I would love to, but oh, cool. We do have our other mountain. Awesome. We're not cracking this canyon yet from the aspect of... Okay, there's a growth spiral. They're at 9. If they have second timely here, we'll get severely punished. They keep all back. That's interesting. So let's go ahead and crack this. It cuts us off of a white, but we kind of sort of need answers. Okay. If we go swinging, what's they could... You just pass. With the second skull crack, we can go crack on their turn into crack on our upkeep lava spike. Make it so they can never gain life until they're dead. I think that's the best line here. Mystic Sanctuary gets back that timely reinforcements, Yes, sir. Sounds good to me. Timely. Skull crack. As the mana leak. Dang. It was worth a shot. Now they'll gain 6 life, go back up to 14. What do you mean? Okay. So they didn't play a land. Urian can't bounce those. We go swinging for the house. We can go where? We sadly didn't. We almost did. We go lava spike here. And now we go swinging and see if they want to trade. Oh yeah, we can always win. They want to try to trade. We shall go where on this astrolabe. Prowess trigger. Destroy target artifact. Piracodal loses its death touch. And you now have nothing to bounce with Yorion. Three mana. You can't make your green to do your Uro. That's why I hit the astrolabe there. They go swinging with 1. They hold back. I'm getting mixed messages here. So Rift Bolt there is pretty good. We can combat trick. I want to hold up this Skullcrack as long as possible. The problem is we can't Helix. We don't have... So if we swing, we can Skullcrack. If they group block to keep our Swift Spear alive. I'd rather hold up the Skullcrack to stop them from gaining life off of Uro. At which point we should have done Suspend a Rift Bolt. Cryptic, return the land to the hand. I'll add red. Okay. I guess they just wanted the draw at that point. Snow-covered island. Green, abundant growth, so they can have green. They draw a card. Blue, green. Weather the storm. We'll let the storm trigger resolve. And then we will go with Skullcrack. Aether Gust. Yep, they'll gain 6. Had to try to stop him there. Land for turn. This. Suspend a Rift Bolt. Pass the turn. Problem is that Uro is resolving. Because they have green, green, blue, blue. And at which point we need exactly a spell to damage it. There's a field. Oh, they're going with Urian? Oh, prime time. Okay. So, Bant Urian Scape Shift, I guess? Or is it just Bant Urian value stuff? This is some weird list that it's not weird. I have not seen it. Let me put it that way. Phrasing is important. So that'll turn on Field of the Dead, at which point I really am not winning. So we will go ahead and concede. There we go. So they do run creatures. Paths don't seem bad as a way to deal with Uros and prime time. Paths smashes don't seem bad either to be able to deal with their artifacts. They didn't run any enchantment, so the Wear Tear can come out. Well, they ran enchantment, but the one enchantment that they do run isn't really... it's still not bad. It's a mana fixer. But I doubt that they need it. We can shave on 2 Rift Bolts since we're bringing in smashes. And then... a Skewer. Just to go down to 60. Run it back. I would love to play first. Hopefully we can have a just great 7 here and destroy. Assuming that they're going to reveal Urian. Little on the slow side for how explosive I want to be, but Eidolon seems pretty good, and so does the turn 1 Swift Spear. I would like one more 1 mana card in our hand, but we can't always get what we want. We'll go ahead and fetch Shock. So that way we have access to white for the rest of the game. Not get punished like we did last time. Swift Spear comes down. Turn it sideways. Take him to 19. And it's their go. Misty Rain first. They crack it. Get a snow covered. Play out Astrolabe. Abundant Growth. Sure. Okay. We will go ahead and just play out the Eidolon. It's not great, but it then allows us to have Skullcrack up next turn. in case they try to timely, since they did keep 7. There's a breeding pool. Into play tapped. There's nothing I'm afraid of from them on 1 mana. So another land there's not great, but it does make this islet look better for a redraw. We'll play out the mountain, lava spike targeting them, and put the triggers onto the stack. Yield okay to the prowess. They're at 14, we're at 15. Begin combat, swing with the team. Take them down to 10, unless they have a path. They do, and they're going to path the Eidolon, which is perfect for us. Say yes. And get this last mountain out of our deck. And they're at 10. I'm assuming they're going to try to resolve it timely here, and we're going to get them with this Skull Crack. We go down to 9. Or an Uro. Uro works. Still life gain stoppage. There we go. They've got a Prairie Stream, which means possibly have. Okay, that's good. Let's see if we can't draw a 2-mana spell to win us the game. Or another Swift Spear. There we go. Hopefully. We can take them down to... This only takes them down to 1 if they have removal. Okay. They did indeed have removal. I should have said no. Oh well. We'll take the shuffle. They go to 3. We go to combat. We take them to 1. This land is sad. And now comes timely reinforcements. The blue makes me think that they're trying to look for an Opt or Astrolabe. They're trying to find an answer. There's the Astrolabe redraw. So they don't have timely, because that should have been a Windmill Slam. Green, white, blue. Teferi. Yeah. Boink? Sure. You draw a card. You're still at 1. Field? Sure. That's a colorless mana. And looks like we will get there. Swift Spear. Combat. 1, it's you. There we go. And we ended 4-1. Burn is still good. Our 1 loss. I forget what it was to. Ildo. Oh, that was the mirror. Yeah, that was the mirror. We just lost because they had more removal and drew better. But yeah. Burn's still good. Well, no, they didn't. Yeah, they drew better. They drew 2 core Firewalkers. We saw 0. So, yeah. Could have easily taken it to a 5-0 if I had piloted the deck a bit better against the mirror. But You can't always. Anyway. So